Indigenous Storytime. Books read by Talisa Hartley in dedication to my sons. Welcome to Bring Hartley Babies Home Now Storytime. Welcome to Bring Hartley Babies Home Now Storytime with Mother Talisa. This is another book in which I read to my son Nazee, Liang and the Magic Paintbrush by Demi. It's a wonderful book, and I'm going to read this in honor of my unjustly, unlawfully, legally kidnapped children. Artwork is really kanji, beautiful as well. Going up the side. Okay, so let's get started. Long ago, in China, a boy named Liang earned money gathering firewood and cutting reeds. His one wish was to paint, but he could not afford to buy a brush. One day he passed an art school and went in. "I want so much to paint," he said. "Please, will you teach me?" Can you see all the students watching their teacher paint and learning? Everything that he's saying to do. "What?" The teacher glared at him. "A beggar wants to paint." He drove Liang away. But Liang could not keep his fingers still. When he went to gather firewood, he drew birds in the sand with a twig. When he went to the river to cut reed, he drew fish on the rocks with drops of water. Pretty creative drawing fish with water. And birds in the sand with a stick, with a twig. He didn't even have a pencil and paper. Oh, look at the little water drops right there. There we go. One night as he slept, an old man appeared on a phoenix and placed a brush in Liang's hand. "It's a magic paintbrush. Use it carefully," the old man said, and flew away. Liang jumped for joy. "Thank you so much," he called after the old man. Immediately, Liang began to paint. He painted deer. As he finished, he saw the deer came to life. It really was a magic paintbrush. Baby Nazee and I used to paint. I had Nazee painting before he could sit up. I would place him in either his car seat, or I would place him with pillows behind his back to stabilize him, or put him in his high chair. That was the easiest one to have him paint from. Down to his diaper and let him paint away. They're beautiful pictures. "I will paint things for my poor friends," he thought. And he painted toy birds, horses, lanterns, and balls for the children. And for their parents, things to cook with, furniture for the house, and tools for the field. Then he went to the marketplace and set up a table among the other merchants. And he made pictures of birds to sell. To make sure the birds did not come to life, he left something out. He has all his blank scrolls right there on the side of his table. One day a man asked for a picture of a crane. Liang gave it only one eye, but by accident, one drop of ink fell where the second eye should have been, and the crane flew away. Now everyone knew about Liang's magic brush, including the greedy emperor. Oh no, not the greedy emperor. No. He went out with all his soldiers to take the brush away from Liang. Wow. Look at all the soldiers.
But Liang refused to give it up.
The emperor ordered him bound and brought to the palace. Look, they tied him up and took him. That is the greedy emperor right there. Woo! That's so sad. What greed will have people do. There, the emperor ordered Liang to paint a dragon, but Liang painted a toad instead. The emperor then ordered him to paint a phoenix. He painted a rooster instead. Furious, the emperor seized the brush and ordered Liang imprisoned. The greedy emperor sat down to paint mountains of gold, but they turned into rocks and rolled off the table. Look at all those rocks. He wanted them to be gold because he's greedy. Wow, look at that. The emperor tried again. He painted a large tree, but what do you think happened? It turned into an enormous python which nearly bit the emperor's head off. Wow, look at the soldiers are now trying to fight the big python. Oh, look at the emperor. He's almost gonna get his head bitten off by the python. The very python he drew himself. Because he didn't know how to use the magic paintbrush. Liang knew the brush would lose its magic in the emperor's hand, thankfully. He thought of a plan. He sent word to the emperor saying that in exchange for his freedom, he would paint whatever the emperor wished. The emperor accepted. Paint me the sea, the emperor ordered. Liang drew a sea. Where are the fish? The emperor asked. Liang drew, and soon a sea full of fish were swimming about. So long as we have a sea, the emperor said, let us have a boat. Liang painted a boat, which was soon bobbing about on the water. Wow, he has great painting skills. I hope Nazee's teaching my other sons how to paint while I'm not there. Wow, look at that. And there goes the greedy emperor. Delighted, the emperor called the royal family to come and join him on the boat. And then he has some rowers right here, rowing oars in the water. You can see them in the water. There are the oars in the water. That's helping to propel them forward. Get us some wind so we can move, cried the emperor happily. Liang painted wind, and the boat began to rock. More wind, the emperor cried. Liang drew more wind and more. Soon waves were splashing and crashing over the deck. "Enough!" the emperor cried. But Liang would not listen. He drew so much wind that the boat kneeled over and broke into 1,000,000 pieces. The emperor and the royal family sank to the bottom of the sea. The story of Liang and his magic paintbrush spread far and wide, but what became of Liang, nobody knows. Some say that he went back to his own village. Others say that he roamed the earth painting for the poor wherever he went. Is that Liang right there? That looks like him. I hope you enjoyed this story time dedicated to my sons